Translation purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Being cheated by them, the living entity in the forest of material world tries to give up the association of these so-called yogis, swamis, and incarnation, and come to the association of real devotees. But due to misfortune, he cannot follow the instructions of the spiritual master or advanced devotees. Therefore, he gives up their company and again returns to the association of monkeys who are simply interested in sense gratification and women. He derives satisfaction by associating with sense gratifiers and enjoying sex and intoxication. In this way, he spoils his life simply by indulging in sex and intoxication. Looking into the faces of other sense gratifiers, he becomes forgetful and thus approaches death. Being cheated by them, the living entity in the forest of material world tries to give up the association of so-called yogis, swamis, and incarnations, and come to the association of real devotees. But due to misfortune, he cannot follow the instructions of the spiritual master or advanced devotees. Therefore, he gives up their company and again returns to the association of monkeys who are simply interested in self certification and women. He derives satisfaction by associating with sense gratifiers and enjoying sex and intoxication. In this way, he spoils his life simply by indulging in sex and intoxication. Looking into the faces of other sense gratifiers, he becomes forgetful and thus approaches death. Purport. Sometimes a foolish person becomes disgusted with bad association and comes to the association of devotees and brahmanas and takes initiation from a spiritual master. As advised by the spiritual master, he tries to follow the regulative principles. But due to misfortune, he cannot follow the instructions of the spiritual master and therefore gives up the company of devotees and goes and associated with similar people who are simply interested in sex and intoxication. Those who are so-called spiritualists are compared to monkeys. Outwardly, monkeys sometimes resemble sadhus because they live naked in the forest and pick up fruits. But their only desire is to keep many female monkeys and enjoy sex life. Sometimes so-called spiritualists seeking a spiritual life come to associate with Krishna conscious devotees, but they cannot execute the regulative principles or follow the path of spiritual life. Consequently, they leave the association of devotees and go to associate with sense gratifiers, who are compared to monkeys. Again, they revive their sex and intoxication, and looking at one another's faces, they are thus satisfied. In this way, they pass their life to the point of death. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakhaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya-Navamishtam Bhavitam Yena Bhutale Ayam Rupa Gadamayam Dadati Swatantikam Andeham Sri Guru Sri Yudavartamalam Sri Guru Vaishnavamsya Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagara Gunakanditam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Shaitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Pada Sagara Sri Vishakamikamshta He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Taptaranjana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusude Devi Pranamami Harike Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyecha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Dinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Samyavadi Paschati Desatharine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So today's verse actually is a continuation from previous verse. I mean, because every verse is continuation from previous verse, but this verse is talking about the same topic as yesterday. So we see yesterday's verse 3, 13, 16. Sometimes living entity in the forest of material existence take shelter of creepers and desires to hear the chirping of birds in those creepers. Being afraid of roaring lions in the forest, he makes friends with vultures, with cranes, herons, and vultures. So yesterday's verse was talking about two things here. Number one, he's in the forest of material existence and he's taking shelter of the creepers. So what are the creepers? The creepers are the plants which twirls around the tree, very soft. So these creepers are considered to be the wife, the spouse. So we always, you take a long day of hard work, everything, you come back home, then you hear the sweet voice of your children and wife, be comforting. So you feel that you're always comforted by the association of your spouse. So those are like the creepers. So what happens is you put your dependence on all this paraphernalia. Ata griha kshetra shrutapta vitte janasya mohohim aham mahimeti. Your home, your griha, your kshetra, your field, your property, everything. Suta means children. After is what? Relatives, right? Or wealth. Shrutapta vitte, relatives and wealth. So my bank balance. So all these things, you are like creeper. You know how the creeper works? You'll grow, and then you'll hang on to something, and then you'll pull itself up. But the problem is the platform in which you're holding on to is very unstable. Right? If you are doing construction, if you do not have proper, this building, you don't have the proper base. If you try to climb higher, everything will collapse. Right? So similarly, we are putting our trust on all these things which are not something that is temporary. And this becomes aham mameti, I and mine. So these soldiers like my children, my family, my wealth, my investments, these will protect me at the time of death. But balasya neha saranam pitaro narsimha. Nothing can protect us at the time of death, only Krishna. So this is the similar situation Gajendra went through. For thousands of years, he was depending on his strength to fight with the crocodile of Maya. He was confident, even though he was so powerful on the land, he was still disadvantaged by being caught by the crocodile. Right? Crocodile is more powerful in the water. So he was not in his own territory, but he was being dragged into the water. And for thousands of years, he was having this aham mameti, I will protect myself by my strength. Or my wife will protect me, my relatives will protect me. They cannot do anything. They were just crying. So similarly, when we take shelter of creepers, how you try to climb a tree with the creeper will fall down and break. Cannot, right? You need a strong rope. So similarly, when you take shelter of these creepers, you are destined to fall down. In this andakupa, griha, ata griha kshetra, right? Andakupa, Prahlad Maharaj saying, Nate vidu swargagati Vishnu. So like that, you are going to be stuck. So after that, when you feel that, okay, my wife, family, children cannot protect me, you know what happens? You think maybe I can take shelter of a guru who can protect me. Then you try to do research. And then you come to these people who are like cranes. Why crane, You see the picture of cranes. Sound. Crane, how does the crane stand?
One leg.
One leg. So how the yogis are standing? They are doing yoga postures. They're showing you, see, I have yoga power. I can stand in one leg. So you believe this guy can give you power, protection. But you basically go to such yogi just to get advice on how to improve your material life. You are interested in protecting that aham, all these illusion, these wealth, family, children, expanding them. So you go to the guru who will tell you, don't be attached to this. If you go to the guru who tells you don't be attached to this, you will reject that guru. If you come to temple, the devotees will say, don't be attached to these material things. He's not going to save you at the time of death. Be attached to Krishna. He'll be like, what this guy is talking. Better I find someone who's going to advise me with Bhagavad Gita and help me materially. So we know ISKCON is also doing that. We have like Vivek Bindra using Bhagavad Gita to do business. The conclusion of Bhagavad Gita is Sharanagati. Sarva Dharman Parityaja Mam Ekam Saranam Raja. If anyone is not teaching this conclusion, he is a teacher. Sorry, teacher. Cheater. He's a cheater. He is wearing a dress of devotee, but he's cheating. So because this is the highest conclusion, right? He doesn't teach this conclusion, he's cheating you. So if you go ISKCON, you'll find many gurus like that, like Gaur Gopal. Bhagavad Gita is like Lion King, he'll tell you. How to use Bhagavad Gita to win your material battles. So you take surrender to Krishna, automatically you win your material battles. You don't need to plan that. Externally, how to do that. So they never teach this. Right? Unfortunately, even in our own movement, this problem is happening. So these people, they are like cranes. They are looking like these herons. I made a video on the black heron, how he's doing. Black heron, the wing will expand and cover. He'll make a shelter like a shade, and then the fish will think, because when the fish is swimming in the water, it's very hot. It will swim under the shadow, and then the heron will eat once it. So this is the shelter we are taking. We are not taking shelter of Krishna's lotus feet. We're taking shelter of the herons and vultures. I don't know about vulture because in Mahabharata there's a story. This family, their son was 5 years old and he passed away. This is spoken in the Shanti Parva. Bhishma is speaking to Yudhishthira. So Bhishma is talking about a temporary material body. So what happens? This boy, he passes away. 5 years old only. So the parents were very sad. They went to the crematorium to burn the body. So they already prepared everything, going to do the rites. So then what happens? The vulture comes. Why you are crying? Why you are lamenting so much for your dead son? Anyway, nobody, as you ever seen in history, anybody has not died. Everybody have to die one day. So do your rites quickly and go. I don't know if they are going to burn or bury, because children, they don't burn, right? Maybe bury. So he said, leave your body, quickly go. Why you are waiting so long? Be detached. One day you also have to die. So don't worry, your son has gone. The soul is alive. Vulture is speaking philosophy. Soul never dies, only body dies. Why you are worried? Then they were feeling okay, let's do it. Go. Suddenly the fox came, and then the fox says, "Oh, why you're crying so much? Your son has died. Oh, you know something? Why don't you have faith in Krishna? Why don't you have faith in God? Hey, Krishna means Vishnu. If there are many cases where the son was brought back alive, like Savitri, husband brought back alive. Maybe you stay here and pray longer, the body will come back alive. Have faith in the scriptures, Why you are going like that? Then Valsher again came. What you are doing, wasting time again? You're believing this guy. You think the body will come alive? He said, there's nobody, Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadi Dukkha Doshanu Darshanam. Nobody can escape this. Right? Jatasya hi durva mrityu durvo janma mritasya cha. Right? One who has taken birth has to confirm die. So don't listen to the fox. Go. Then the fox again says, don't lose faith. Why are you losing faith in the words of God? Bhagavan is there, no? You do tapasya, your son will come back alive. Like Chitraketu's son came back alive. Again, this thing was going on. They were confused what's going on. They are leaving. Fox is telling one thing, Valsher is telling the other thing. Finally, they were crying and don't know what to do. Why like this? Lord Shiva came. He said, okay, I'll help you. He brought back the son alive. So then they were by mercy of Lord Shiva, the guy came back alive. So the point was, you know why the fox and the vultures are having this debate? Because vulture want to eat the body immediately. Fox want to eat the body at night. So if the body is left at night, vulture won't come. So the fox is trying to delay the time for the vulture to, for them not to burn, not to bury the body. So time gone. At night come, he will attack. So the lesson is, after you die, people like vultures and foxes, they are interested in your body. They are interested in the remaining your assets. They'll come after that. You are dead, ready. You're gone. But there are these kind of people who are going to come after your property, your inheritance. You see? So such people are there, like these vultures, the gurus. But this is the connection, of course, I can make from Mahabharata. So first, which is read today, we are expanding further into these herons, cranes, vultures. So the living entity now is being cheated by them. And he tries to give up. So sometimes he tries to give up this association of these fake gurus. Somehow he got entrapped by the fake guru now. Especially he got entrapped by the fake gurus because his guru is the mind. So he's going to find, actually, imagine Krishna in the heart. Krishna is very kind. Any desire you have, he's trying to fulfill. Let's say you're trying to think, how do I do investment? How do I do stock market? You're thinking. Suddenly you'll see the YouTube video related to that. Of course, nowadays the algorithm is listening to you. Google is listening what you're saying and he'll suggest that. Then you'll see some video, you'll say, these results this guy got. Oh. Then you start learning from that guy. You start believing whatever he says. But actually, all these YouTube investors, what they're doing, they are cheating you to invest in people who advertise in that. So, and then when all this crash, all this cryptocurrency crash happened, people were telling them, you guys are cheaters. You endorse, there was this guy called Sam Bankman-Fried. He did a scam worth 36 billion to 40 billion. FTX. It's a crypto exchange. He scammed people worth almost $40 billion. Can you imagine? And all these gurus in the YouTube were endorsing him. Put money in FTX. It's very good because they're getting more returns. They're recommending. They don't care about you. You also want fast money. You don't want to learn the proper way. I'm trying to make this in the money sense. This example. So you just listen to this guy. Oh, he's going to give me the shortcut. Let me do this. There's no shortcuts in life. Only shortcut is you chant Hare Krishna, you'll go back. You don't want to take that shortcut. You want to take all the other cuts. So there, many YouTubers were endorsing Sam Bankman-Fried FTX. People were investing like anything, and then they lost like anything. Millions of dollars, 100,000, all life saving gone. And that guy has been sentenced to jail 40 years. Still not enough. So other YouTubers, proper YouTubers were calling out these YouTubers. All these guys are frauds. Why you should make them pay back. So this guy just come and say, I'm sorry, I don't know anything. And if you go to his channel now, this happened last year or last 2 years, this FTX crash. This fake guru guy is still having followers. People are still following. You see how, if in financial world is like that, the same thing happening in every other department now. What about spiritual world? Same thing happening. So they are all being cheated. They want to find a shortcut method. They don't want to learn properly how to actually do it. You get cheated by all these guys. So then after that, let's say you get cheated, then you might get the realization, let me give up this person. So let's see some slokas. How these cheating gurus are. In the next chapter again, Jada Bharat is explaining. You see, another interesting point you must understand. Jada Bharat. What is Jada? Dull. Jada Bharat. He is giving instruction to Raghugana. So people will think how this Jada guy can be a guru. Better I take the guru who is looking very smart with all this beard, everything, the yellow clothes, so many people is giving blessings. Who will take Diksha of that? Jada Bharat, tell me. But actually he is the real guru. But here Raghugana, he understands this Jada Bharat is not the fake guru, he is the real guru. He is the one giving me the instructions to come out of the cycle of birth and death. So the Guru cannot be judged by the appearance, by what he speaks. Guru means heavy. Guru's words will cut down your ego. When you see the before this chapter, Jara Bharat was so heavy talking to Raghugana. Until Raghugana said, "You please, I'm afraid to even offend. I'm not afraid to offend Lord Shiva or Indra, or these devatas, but I'm afraid to offend the Brahmana like you. Please forgive me, tell me." Because he understood how great this person is. So right now, we are looking at a fake gurus. So let's see this verse. Jada Bharat himself is saying, sometimes to mitigate the distress in this forest of material world, the conditioned soul receives cheap blessings from atheists. So this one, no, they want cheap blessing. Amma Bhagavan is coming. Why? Why I'm going there? Because she will hug me. No? I'll get blessings. I say, what blessing is this? Krishna is giving the blessings of Bhagavad Gita. You don't listen. You think that some touch will come, then you will become so empowered to make so much money. Right? Sundar Gopal Prabhu was telling one point. He said she called herself Amma. But hugging all the men in the world. Right? Of course, she thinks she is mother, but what is this going around hugging everyone like that? That is not Amma's behavior, right? So he then loses all intelligence in their association. And of course, what is their teachings? Nothing. The conclusion is not Sarva Dharman Parityaja. So why we get cheated? Because we do not have knowledge. You don't have knowledge, you will get cheated by all these fake guys. Similarly, like if you don't have proper education in life, let's talk about the material aspect. You don't have proper material education, you're going to get easily cheated. No? People will come and say, you know what, sign this document, something. That's what the British did. No? They come here, they'll go to the native of the country like New Zealand, Singapore. You see, just sign this document and give you some guns. Then all the land gone to them. So you see how this happens. So he then loses his intelligence in their association. This is exactly like jumping in a shallow river. So what happens when you jump in a shallow river? As a result, one simply breaks his head. He is not able to mitigate his suffering from the heat, and in both ways he suffers. The misguided conditioned soul also approaches so-called sadhus and swamis who preach against the principle of Vedas. He does not receive benefit from them either in the present or future. So your whole life, you are already in a very dukkha, you become dukkha now. Because you listen to such crazy gurus who misguides you away from the true goal of life. You're going to keep taking birth like that, right? If you look at Chaitanya Bhagavat, there's a story of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The Mahaprakash Leela. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was for 21 hours showing all his different forms. Supreme Lord. Right? So usually Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came as a devotee to experience Krishna Prem. So he was very humble. He doesn't show his Krishna form every time. He in a devotional mood, he's always being a devotee. So sometimes devotees, they don't like this. They know this is Supreme Lord. We want to offer worship to him. He's not accepting the worship. But then one day, 21 hours, he said, okay, I now going to show you who I am. All different devotees came, like let's say Murari Gupta. Murari Gupta is Hanuman. So he started to show his Rama's form. So like that, different devotees, Kolavichar, Sridhar, all devotees came, and he started to show all his universal forms, different avatars, and he was getting worship. Balaram Anandasesh was holding the umbrella. Totally, we were worshipping him, doing abhishek for him, everything, for his feet, and worshipping all day. Then one devotee called Mukunda. Mukunda is a very great singer. The way he sings, people will melt even stone like that. You can get tears just by hearing his singing. That's how deep his devotion is. Mukunda was not allowed inside. Mukunda was standing at the doorstep. And then all devotees, Srivas Thakur said, my dear Lord, everybody you are giving darshan, why you are not letting Mukunda inside? Who can sing better than Mukunda? Such a pleasing devotee, such a pleasing character. Everybody loves him so much. Why you are not letting him inside? Then suddenly Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Tell the rascal to stay outside and never see my face again. He's a cheat. You know, this is happening in Madhya, chapter 10, Madhya, Chaitanya Bhagavat. So he's a bloody cheat and he's a crook. He's acting like a devotee in the front, but behind he's actually a rascal. In front of you all, he will say Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Hare Hare. With the Mayavad, he will say Krishna don't exist. I don't have a form also. And then he will mix with the people who are studying. Advaita Acharya was studying Yoga Vashishta at that time. But of course, Advaita Acharya knows the conclusion of Yoga Vashishta. Mukunda also is doing the yogis, glorifying yogis. So wherever he goes, he'll join their group and glorify them. He'll say Bhakti is no use. In here he'll say Bhakti is the highest. So I'm not letting him inside anytime. Anyone who says that there is so the highest conclusion of all scripture is Bhakti, right? So anyone who says Bhakti is just one of the paths. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says he's striking me with the iron rod. Of course, I can't show you these verses there in the Chaitanya Bhagavat. If I took note, I could have shown. This? Yeah, but I don't know exactly the number. I haven't done research. I am reading just the story flow. So, he said anyone who says that other than Bhakti, something else is better, he's striking me with the iron rod. So, you can imagine all this Mayavad. They are always talking about Krishna like that. No? Oh, Krishna is formless. He's taking a form. But he's formless only. So Krishna is feeling like he's getting struck by the iron rod. Very offensive. Like you're telling your father, my dear father, you have no eyes, you're blind. You have no ears, you're deaf. You have no legs, you're lame. Like then you're praying, my Lord, you have no form. So it's striking the heart of the Lord. And especially if you offend the Lord, is also a big offense. But offending the process which attains the Lord, that is even bigger offense. You understand? We are all. So let me ask you, what is the goal? What is the goal? What is the goal of our life? Huh? Huh? Krishna Prem. Krishna Prem is the result of surrendering to Krishna. So Krishna Prem is actually even more greater than Krishna. Right? Because they say, I will attain Krishna, I will attain. Then what you do next after attaining? What happens after attaining Krishna? Of course, before Krishna also you need devotional service. After Krishna attaining also you doing devotional service. You see, in this world, there's this thing called the means. What is that? The ends that. What are the means that? You know that sentence? That ends means that means and ends. What is that? Can you search it? The means that reach to the end, something like that. So let's say now I have a means. I am studying some degree in school, some diploma, some degree. My means of the degree is to attain the goal of getting a job and salary. After I get the job and salary, then whatever I studied is useless. So the means that does not add up to the end. Whereas Bhakti is not like that. Bhakti is the process, it is the means, and it is also the end. It is the the three things: Sambandha, Abhideya, Prayojana. Sambandha means who am I and what is my relationship with the Supreme, with Krishna. Abhideya is how to attain that goal. That is Bhakti. What is the process of attaining Bhakti? Prayojana means what I experience after attaining that Bhakti. That is Prema, Ananda. So all these three steps involves Bhakti. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that this person did this thing, Mukunda. He is not glorifying Bhakti. In front of you all, he is doing that, behind he is not doing it. And then after that, the devotees came and asked him. Srivas Thakur said, Mukunda heard what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said and he started crying. He said, will I ever see the Lord ever in my life? And he was breaking down. He said, what is the point if I can live without seeing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? What's the point of my life? Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Srivas Thakur said, please forgive him. Let him in your association again. Don't leave him alone. Don't kick him out. At least chastise him. Correct him. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, after 10 million lifetime, he will see me. And immediately when Mukunda heard that, he started to dance and cry and became so ecstatic. He said, "Oh, that is good. Finally, at least after 10 million live, I will see him." He never thought that 10 million live so long time. So he accepted because he know that fine, at least one day I will go back to the Lord. That is confirmed. You see how the devotee is thinking. Then the Lord saw how he was crazily dancing and ecstasy. The Lord said, "Naman, I forgive him because of the expression he has shown now. He surrendered." So actually, it is not so bad as what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says. What happened was previously because before Mukunda became a devotee of the Lord, he had another guru. We're talking about fake guru, no? So he also had a fake guru. Not as bad as these fake gurus now. Those days, fake gurus will tell you worship the devatas. They will tell you Krishna is formless, Mayavad. Bhakti is, no, don't do bhakti, do jnana. That much already Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was not happy. What about the fake gurus going on now? Give me $10,000, do the course. You know, that fake guru is there, Nityananda. He promotes the $10,000 course. He said after the course finish, your bank balance will double. And so many people, nothing happened. And then when you question him, he will say, the disciple will say, you are not faithful to the guru, that's why. One lady came here, she was a victim of this scam. So he collected like that so much money until he could buy island also. So we are not even talking about this level of Kali Yuga gurus. You know. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was against gurus or even preaching anything which is against bhakti. Can you imagine how that is fake guru? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said he was with the guru, and because of that guru, even though he understood devotional service is highest, somehow the guru keep telling him no, devotional service is not important. This. He started following that conclusion also. But somehow after that, associating with devotees, he never left the company of devotees. And he surrendered completely. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was just showing this leela to explain this. In fact, actually Mukunda was forgiven before itself because he surrendered completely. So you can see from this story how the Lord was not pleased with the. He's not pleased with people who are doing something which is against bhakti. You see this sloka. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Tvayaham Toshtita Samya Veda Garva Shikshaya Chiram Britena Tapasa Tushtosa Kuta Yogina. The beautiful personality call it address Lord Brahma. O Brahma, impregnated with Vedas, I am very much pleased with your long accumulated penance with the desire for creation. So the Lord got so pleased with Brahma that he even shook his hand like a friend. Hardly I am pleased with the pseudo mystic. He's not pleased with the mystics, the pseudo mystics. As Sadhguru also said, I am a mystic.
I know better than
So Krishna said, I'm not happy with the mystics. So who you want to make happy, right? So this is the thing, So if we go to anywhere who don't teach us that bhakti is the last end goal, you will be cheated. As I've already repeated, we are going to places even worse than that. Like if you go to Perumal Temple, opposite Perumal Temple, there's a place called Raja Yoga. So what they will do? You go there, you will pay $600 for mantra. Then they will tell you the special mantra, and the special mantra will make you rich. So there was a devotee couple who was coming here before, many years ago, 10 years ago, Chinese couple. Nicely coming 2-3 weeks. After that, they found out, oh, we have to be vegetarian. We cannot do this, we cannot do that, we cannot gamble. Suddenly, after that, they disappeared. After that, we see them Raja Yoga supporters. So, as you sow, so you reap. As you desire, Krishna also say, okay, I'll give you. I'm in your heart, I'm seeing you. He's also giving you faith, okay, you want this desire, I'll lead you to that Devata. Right? Okay, at least Devata worship is still 100 times better than this fake gurus, million times better. At least he's still in the Vedic purview. Like you see the story of Tirumalisai Alvar. Tirumalisai Alvar is an avatar of Chakra. Right? Chakram Yugandala Nalatikmanemi Brahmat Samandat Bhagavat Prayuktam Dandatni Ariseni Kaksham Yata Vada Sakohutasha chakra of the Lord, he's spinning so fast that so many lightning sparks are coming and destroying. This is from Narayana Kavacha. He's destroying all these evils. All those, even all these evils of this fake guru also. If you surrender to Chakra Talwar, he'll destroy. You take shelter of him. And by the wind of the spinning is so fast, the wind, it evaporates all the anarthas. So this Chakra Talwar, he was born in Dwapara Yuga before Krishna itself. He lived for 4,000 years. Very long life. So he was born to Bhargava Rishi. This Rishi came to do tapasya on earth. Somehow he got distracted by the Apsara. And being distracted by Apsara, he produced a child. And that child was Tirumalai Alvar. So the father was very renowned. He left the child. He's a Rishi, right? He said, I'm not going to take responsibility of the child. I'm going. Mother also was very renowned. Mother is Apsara. She got other business to do in heavenly planet. She also left. Of course, this Apsara was sent because of Indra only. That's another thing. So the child was left lying down like that. So this couple came. They were desiring a child. Somehow they found this child. And then he picked up the child, and he is like a jada, not even moving, nothing, not drinking milk. Somehow Mahalakshmi came, gave her milk to him. Once he drank that milk, he became a pure Vaishnava. You see, despite being a pure Vaishnava, you see the story how it goes. After he became such a pure Vaishnava, he became such a scholar, everything was just flowing like that. But you know what happened to him? He suddenly went into Buddhism. For thousands of years, see, even being a pure devotee, of course he's always pure devotee. This is a pastime to show how you need a guru. After being pure devotee, everything, he became Buddhist for a while. After that, he became Jain. Everything he tried. Finally, he became a Shaivite. He became a very strong follower of Shiva. So like that, he was going on because he's long life. He tried everything. Tried this, tried that. Finally, he was Shaivite. So one Alvar, another Alvar who came before him, Pei Alvar. Pei means also ghost. So why he's called Pei? Pei means like he's ghostly haunted by Krishna Prem. So one day he saw this Tirumalai Alvar sitting there worshipping Shiva, and he's thinking to himself, this boy supposed to be a pure devotee. He got milk from Lakshmi herself. He's worshipping Shiva. Shiva is not going to give you the end goal. Yeah, if you want to be a jnani, you can worship Shiva. You want to go Kailash, Shiva Loka. But if you want the ultimate end goal, which is Krishna Prem, which is Vaikuntha, which is Goloka, Shiva cannot grant that. Mukti Pradata Sarve Savishtu Revana Samsaya. Of course, if you worship Shiva as a guru, yes. Everybody has Sampradaya. But you worship Shiva as the supreme, he cannot give you entrance to. So, Pei Alvar wanted to correct him, wanted to guide him back to the right path. So what he did? So gurus are very expert. You see how Jada Bharat is speaking. He's not telling Raghugana directly, you are a rascal, you have to detach, you are a fool. He's telling a story, allegorical story. This is happening, this python is coming, this crane is there. All story by the story. So gurus are expert in doing that. So what happened? Tirumalai Alvar was sitting down. He suddenly Pei Alvar came. Pei Alvar took a plant, uprooted the plant, turned it upside down. He went to the well, took a bucket of water. Bucket was having a hole also. Went to the bucket and started picking up water. How much water gets? There's a hole. How much water? So he's taking bucket water with a hole, pouring the root like this, opposite. Will the plant grow? So Tirumalai was scratching his head. What this guy is doing? Then he went to him and said, my dear sir, why are you acting like a ghost? Then he said, you are also doing like ghosts only. He said, what? You are thinking you will worship Lord Shiva and go back to Krishna. Godhead, how you will do that? Then big argument started between both of them. And nicely he explained everything. And he came back to being a Vaishnava. See? So this is the devotee. So Yatotara mula niseshanena triptanti tatskanda bujopaka vashakaha pranapara yatendriyanam sarvaharam sarvaharam atuteja tateva sarvaharam atuteja. So you see that, so this is what P. Alvar says, that explain to him that as pouring water on the root of the tree energizes the trunk, branches, twigs and everything else, and as supplying food to the stomach and living the senses and limbs of the body, simply worshipping the Supreme Personality Godhead through devotional service automatically satisfy the demigods who are part of the Supreme Personality. So like that he explained to him. See, so Guru is so important. Without Guru's help, we cannot come to the right conclusion, the right path. We'll be lost. Actually, without Prabhupada, we all are lost like anything. We'll know nothing. As I was explaining to Prabhu yesterday when we went to the temple. So my interest in Mahabharata started when I was 7 years old. How it started? On the TV, they showed this series called Mahabharata by Peter Brooks. It's a theatre production by Western men. All the characters are different. Gandhari is Chinese. Bhima is a black guy. Bhishma is only Indian there was Draupadi. Arjuna was an Italian guy. Very nice. Music, production. But you know what is the end scene? What happens? They show the ending how Yudhishthira is stuck in hell and Kauravas are enjoying and Pandavas actually are wrong all the way. And Krishna is the bad guy. Because of Krishna's guidance, everyone went to hell despite winning the war. After 7 years old, 8 years old, I was watching that. I was like, what is this? This is even true. Because of course I was a kid, I don't know, right? But until we came in contact with Prabhupada, then we get the correct conclusion of the Mahabharata, of the Ramayana, everything. So like that, we will get the wrong idea. Without a proper guru, we can read the books, we will understand nothing. We will come to conclusion is everything. You might come to conclusion that everything is formless, everything is life. Jai Shri Shri Radha. So without the guru's help, you are like in a boat without the helmsman. If you see this sloka, it's a long sloka. Prabhu quoted many times. The mind is like an impetuous horse that even a person who have regulated their senses and breath cannot control. Those in the world who try to tame the uncontrolled mind but abandon the feet of the spiritual master encounter hundreds of obstacles in their cultivation of these stressful practices. Oh unborn Lord, they are like merchants on a boat in an ocean who have failed to employ helmsmen. This is a situation without the guidance of Guru. You are lost in the ocean, just going around and around, like how Christopher Columbus was supposed to come to India. He was lost and he went to America. And then he called them great Indians. He thought they are the Indians. He's just lost. You see? So we have to take shelter of the spiritual master, and taking shelter of spiritual master is not easy also. Why? Because their devotees, they are so rare. Muktanam, Api, Siddhanam, Narayana, Parayanaha. Sudurlabha Prashantatma, Kotishu Api Mahamuni. Right? O great sage, among many millions who are liberated imperfect in knowledge or liberation, one may be a devotee of Lord Narayana, Krishna. Such devotees are fully peaceful, extremely rare. Very, very rare. So completely you need to have sincerity. If you are sincere, somehow Krishna will guide you to the Guru. Krishna in the heart, he is the first Guru. Right? He is the first Guru, and then he will show you the right Guru if you have the right questions. If you have all materialistic questions, is it this one? Oh my Lord, transcendental poets and experts in spiritual science could not fully express their in-depthness to you, even if they were endowed with a prolonged lifetime of Brahma. For you appear two features, externally as Acharya and internally as Super Soul, to deliver the embodied living being from directing him how to come to you. So he's in the heart. Krishna sees everything. One day when you are really like defeated, you're like sincerely asking question, who am I? Why am I suffering? Can you show me the way? Then externally he comes as the Acharya. Krishna shows the Guru, and the Guru shows Krishna again. You see how the relationship is so interconnected. The Lord shows who is the Guru to surrender to. That Guru shows you how to surrender to that. That's why there is a thing called the Guru is Sevaka Bhagavan. When Prabhupada was asked this question, are you God? He said, no, I'm not God, but I am servant God. What does that mean? There is two things. Savior Bhagavan, the Lord who receives the service, that is Krishna. Sevaka Bhagavan, the Lord who manifested himself as Balaram to do the service. You understand? Who is Balaram? Balaram the Adi Guru. So Balaram is the Sevaka Bhagavan who manifested Krishna. So when Krishna wants to enjoy, he is Krishna. When Krishna wants to serve, he is Balaram. From Balaram only all the Gurus are coming. Nityananda. So we need to get the Jnana Asinam Achyutta Bala. This knowledge, right? Om Jnana Timirandasya. The strength of knowledge coming from the Guru, coming from Baladev. So the Lord, so the Guru Prabhupada said, I am the Sevaka Bhagavan. So he is teaching all of us how to also be the Sevakas. So you need, and if you look at the Krishna Leela, when the Guru came, when Balaram came, before Balaram came, all the Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Mada, Matsarya, 6 children were born. So Balaram came first, the purport is there. He cleared all these things. He helps you to clear all these anarthas. Then you can go to Krishna easily. Your job is to surrender onto his instruction and follow the teachings. Very simple, Prabhupada given the process. Chant 16 rounds. Take Krishna Prasada. Follow the 4 principles. Read my books at least 1 hour a day. Then you will develop. This is all process of the Vaidhi Bhakti. Right? Kriti, what is that verse? Kriti sadhya, bhave sadhya, sadhana vidaha, nitya siddhasya bhavasya, prakritim hridi sadhyata. So you see this sloka from the, actually it's from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, quoted in Chaitanya Charitamrita. So Kriti sadhya means, what is sadhana bhakti? Kriti sadhya means which is executed by the senses. If anything that you do with senses for the service of the Lord, that is called Kriti sadhya. So sadhana bhakti starts with engaging the senses. Now, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Tasya, Sankhya, Atmani Vedanam. Then Bhavet Sadhya. So then this thing, it will give you Bhava. So the idea of sadhana bhakti is to come to the platform of Bhava. Not even Prema is very far away. But first we have to come to this platform of Bhava. By clearing the process of Anatta, Nirvriti and all this Nishta, Ruchi. You see? So Bhava is very far away. This is the goal of the sadhana bhakti, we are not even there. So it said here, when the transcendental devotional service by which love of Krishna attained by the executed by senses, Kriti Sadhya, Bhavet Sadhya, this is called sadhana bhakti. Or regulated discharge of devotional service. So such devotional service, Nitya Siddhasya, it says there, such devotion eternally exists within the heart of the living entity. So what is that word? Nitya Siddhasya Bhavasya. It is in your heart. But you cannot understand it, you cannot sense it. It is also in the heart of the spiritual master, who is so pure. He is experiencing it every time. So he unlocks that thing within your heart. You are not able to unlock it. Your heart is dirty, So he removes that boundaries, obstacles, he cleans the dust. And then he tells you, now you do it. I have already cleaned for you. That's a diksha. I have already cleansed it. But now you engage your senses properly now. Don't again, I already reformatted the computer. Don't go and make junk again. Don't get hanged again. Prakritim Hridi Sadhyataha. The awakening of eternal devotion is the potentiality of devotional service in practice. So he awakens that devotional service in you. This is the process, this is the goal of a real guru. That guru activates, initiates, like a fire, like a spark. You have the spark, but he creates the fire, the flame, makes your spark into a flame. He forces you to the real process of devotional service, right? So this is how Guru works. And if we go to the wrong Guru again, let's go back to the verse again to see what is mentioned. So we can. So it says that you go to the wrong Guru, then sometime by misfortune, you cannot follow the instruction we already covered. You have your ego, because we have all of us have ego, right? And the Guru will test the ego. Until we give up that ego, we cannot go back to Godhead. Right? So then, when your ego is pushed too much, you give up the association and you go back to the monkeys, association of monkeys. Why monkeys? Because there's two kinds of vairagya, right? One is vairagya, the other vairagya is called what? Palgu vairagya, Markata vairagya. So actually, there's no pa, Sanskrit. So Palgu vairagya. So he goes to the forest. He mixes with these monkeys. Monkeys are looking like very renowned. Because the yogis, they all know without clothes. Because the Goswami also got no clothes. But the monkey, night time, what he's doing? On daytime also they're doing. So he engages in all this sex life and all, and then he sees the activity of the Guru. Guru also doing this. So I also can try. So he also does all these things. He helps the Guru. Let's say that some Gurus got arrested, like the Ashram. So he was having a lot of sex thing, right? You think the disciples don't? They know. So they also like that. They also assist the Guru in getting more girls, more victims. The Guru will share some of the victims to them. See how much illusion you become, how much you go deviated from the real, committing a crime until. So then he spoils his way simply indulging in sex and intercourse, intoxication, looking at faces of other sense guys. So you're always seeing these people's face, you become forgetful. See? So, like example, there was another Guru, the Vishwananda. One of the disciples exposed him. Of course, YouTube banned the video. So Vishwananda was a gay having sex with his disciples. So this young boy, he was very attracted to Vishwananda, because he's acting like a Vaishnava, putting tilak and all. So he thought, let me serve my Guru. So the Guru, before he went to the Guru, you know what the disciples told him? The disciples told him that whatever the Guru was, if you satisfy the Guru, you have attained liberation. Anything he asks you, you must do. So the disciples know what the Guru is going to ask next. So they were preparing him. So he went in the room. The Guru says, okay, I will ask you something. If you can fulfill that, then you are going to get the highest liberation. He said, what is it? Take out your pants. Then he understood, so this is the thing. This is what the guys are preparing me for. See how the disciples are working in tandem with the fake Guru. And of course, he got raped, and then after it took him 1 year to come out of the whole thing and understand he is actually a victim. So all these things are practically happening in the world. And if we are not going to be careful, we are going to be trapped in these kind of societies. And you cannot even speak the truth, and so much of things going on. So basically, this is the situation of this sloka spoken today. I'll conclude with one last story. There is a story from Srivas Acharya. You know who Srivas Acharya? Who's that? Sorry, not Srivas Acharya. Srinivas Thakur. Huh? You know who Srinivas Thakur? Who is Srinivas Thakur? No, that is Srivas Thakur. It's Srinivas Acharya. Srinivas Acharya. Not Kundari Vidya. Srinivas Acharya. Who is he? Last time I was asking. You don't know. You all must study the lives of all of Acharyas. Srinivas Acharya is the one who came after the Goswamis. Srinivas Acharya was disciple of Gopal Bhatta Goswami. He wrote the song. Every morning you all are singing, you wrote one. Nana Sastra Vicharane Kanipunam Sadharma Samsa Prabhu. He wrote the Sant Goswami Astaka. So it's important to know what is the meaning of the songs and also who is the Acharya who wrote the song and what is his life story. Right? So I'm not going to talk much about Srinivas Acharya, but I'm going to talk more about Ramachandra. When you were singing the song, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Doya Kora More, Toma Vena Kedo Yaro, Jagata Samsari. The last verse, what is the last verse? Narottama Das Thakur is saying, Doya Koro Sri Acharya, sorry, what is the last verse? Before Ramachandra Sangamage is what? Doya Koro Sri Acharya, Prabhu Srinivasa. So Doya Koro Sri Acharya, Prabhu Srinivasa, Ramachandra Sangamage, Narottama Dāsa. So he mentions this name called Ramachandra. Who is this Ramachandra? So this Ramachandra, he says he's very dear to Srinivas and he's also very dear to Narottama Das. Narottama Das, Srinivas Acharya and Shamananda Pandit were the next in line after the Goswamis. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, I will initiate the Goswamis to come out with the Shastra, the scriptures. All these Bhakti scriptures will be written by them. Who is going to propagate those scriptures are these three people. Narottama Das Thakur, Srinivas Acharya and Shamananda Pandit. These three are the persons, these are the persons who started the preaching movement. Srinivas Acharya was initiated again by Gopal Bhatta and he became a guru after that. And he actually initiated Ramachandra. So this life of Ramachandra, what happened? Ramachandra was born and he was born in a devotee family only. But his father, eventually, very intelligent boy, he went through all the studies. Sanskrit, grammar, Nyaya, everything. Vyakarana, Chandas, all the 6 limbs, Jyotisha. So like that, he was such a great scholar. Then after that, his father passed away when he was young, early. Then he had to associate with his grandfather, who happens to be a Shakta. So by associating with his grandfather, slowly he became a Shakta worshipper. He started worshipping the external energy of the Lord instead of Krishna himself. Then eventually he got married. So very interesting, when he was getting married, when you get married, they carry you in the palanquin. So this is all happening in Bengal. I think Jajigram or something, I forgot the name. So palanquin was going. He's sitting there with the wife. On the palanquin, he saw suddenly Srinivas Acharya sitting, giving class in his house. From far he saw. Not so far, but little distance. And once he saw Srinivas Acharya, he was so attracted by the personality. Couldn't take his eyes off him. And then they carried all the palanquin to his house. Bride and bridegroom get down, all the ceremonies going on, food distributed. But whole day after seeing Srinivas Acharya, he cannot forget that sight. And Srinivas Acharya himself saw Ramachandra and now he was amazed by Ramachandra's effulgence also. Who is this boy? So he asking his disciple, he said, this boy is very intelligent, he was devotee, but now he's Shakta. So then Srinivas Acharya said, okay, fine. So that night itself, he could not sleep also. After his wedding was finished, Ramachandra could not sleep, was thinking of Srinivas Acharya. Next day itself, he somehow got up. He went and found the house. Where is this person staying? He found the house. He found the house and he quickly came in and he said, my dear sir, who are you? You are looking so brilliantly effulgent. I want to learn from you, Shastra. Srinivas Acharya said, I am also very attracted to you. And he started to introduce himself and he starts to teach all the teachings of the Goswamis to him. And he gave up his Shakta worship. So this is, I'm telling this story just to show how with the devotee only, pure devotees help only, we can come out from any entanglement we are in. We are talking about lives of your pure devotees themselves. Before this we saw the story of Tirumali Alvar. Now we see the story of Ramachandra. They were all started as devotee only. So of course this verse is saying that how they came as a devotee. You meet the devotees association, you go off track. The story I'm telling is they came as devotee, they went off track a bit, but when they came back to the devotee, they never left. It's a happy ending. So Ramachandra started to hear everything, then he started again, he revived his true goal of life and became a Vaishnava again. And then when he came back to his house and his village, people were angry with him. He was wearing tilak, all this. And he says the people around him were saying, how come you supposed to be Shakta, you're offending your grandfather now? Why you're deviating from the path of your grandfather? And then they started to debate him everything. And then Ramachandra said, my dear sirs, whatever benedictions that Shiva or Brahma or even Durga is giving you, it is only by the mercy of Krishna. Brahma was only able to create by the mercy of Krishna. Lord Shiva is only auspicious. The name Shiva means auspicious, no? He said Shiva is only auspicious because his head touched the Ganga, which is coming from the lotus feet of the Lord. So if we see this verse, the third canto. यशौषधीश शरीर प्रबोधकेन तीर्थेन मूर्ति अधिकृतेन शिवो शिवो भूत् ध्यातुर्मल समल सलिल निश्चित वज्रं ध्यायत् चिरं भगवतं चरणार वृंदम. So spoken by 320, I don't know by who, but I think Kapila. The blessed Lord Shiva becomes more blessed. So Shiva himself is blessed. Lord Shiva means Ashutosh, very auspicious, very blessed. But that same Lord Shiva becomes even more blessed by bearing on his head the holy waters of Ganga. The Ganga is coming from the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu, Vamana Avatar. Actually, if you think about it in the pastimes of this Ganga coming down, all three are involved, all three deities. The Lord, Supreme Lord Vishnu, Brahma is also pouring the tirtha on the feet, and that is being held by Lord Shiva. So Lord Shiva is so kind to hold the presence of the Ganga, and he's so blessed. He says he's very blessed, but he's more touching the Pada Tirtha of Vishnu, Vamana Avatar. See, so all three of them coming together. So which has his source of water that washed the Lord's lotus feet. So how powerful the Lord's feet is. The Lord's feet acts like a thunderbolt, hurled to shatter the mountain of sins stored in the mind of the meditating devotee. We have mountains and mountains of sins. So much of path we have committed, we cannot even imagine, we cannot clear it. But that can be easily cleared by the thunderbolt of the Lord's lotus feet. So that's why when you bathe in the Ganga, you're clearing that sin. Right? But the Ganga cannot act unless you know this point. Unless you know, you just go there and wave like an animal, no use. You must know that this Ganga has emanated from the Lord's lotus feet. It is purifying even Shiva himself. That is how I am getting purified. You must know this. So without knowledge, how you get. Of course, indirectly you will take many lifetimes. So one should therefore meditate on the lotus feet of the Lord. So while meditating on the Lord's lotus feet, so how to meditate on the Lord's lotus feet? We are not able to sit down and just think of the lotus feet. So by studying the Leela of the Lord, by keep understanding the pastimes of the Lord, it is also same as meditating on the lotus feet, right? By meditating on the lotus-like words of the Lord. So what is the difference between mouth and feet? Same only. For the Lord, his front is the same, his back is the same. Like yesterday I was speaking also. When Kunti Devi is praying in her prayers, right? She says, my Lord, the front side of you, all dharma is there. The back side of you, these problems are there. But for the devotee, there is no problem. Because front and back same, no? So problem of the Lord is also Lord. Front of the Lord also Lord. Something auspicious also is Krishna only. Something bad happen also is Krishna only. Because both are coming from different sides of Krishna. Devotee is not worried. But non-devotee will be worried of the problem. Understand? Because he had forgotten who the Lord is. So he thinks that, oh, there is God, there is evil. Evil is separate from God. Evil is not separate. Evil is there because there is absence of God. Absence of darkness, light, darkness is there. If you turn yourself to the light, to the sunlight, where's the darkness? So if you turn towards the narration of the hearing of the Lord. So another interesting point. So this is what coming back to the story. Ramachandra quoted the verse. Yato Tara Mula Niseshan, and that's how we saw. The root of everything is Krishna. If Krishna is satisfied, all Devatas are satisfied. If you eat the food, if you satisfy the stomach, everything is satisfied. You don't need to put in your eyes and nose. If you worship Krishna, Lord Shiva is satisfied. Durga is satisfied. Ganesh is everybody is satisfied. Huh? So like that, two verses he quoted. This Yato Dharam Mula Niseshana. He also quoted this verse. Of course, not exactly this verse. He's saying that Lord Shiva is blessed by the Ganga. So what are you talking about? That I've given up the worship of Shiva. Then he said, those who are devotees of Krishna, they're all devotees. But those who are devotees of Shiva, they are also Ravana who was killed. There's Manasura. So how come they have bad qualities? So whenever we quote this example, where the person who first quoted this example is coming from Ramachandra. Ramachandra quoted this example. He said that if Shiva is so great, then why are the people worshipping him are demoniac? How come Ravana is still carrying carrying all these dirty things in the heart, right? So then all these people who heard this, they became silent. And then they said, okay, you carry on. So like that, he gave up the path of this Shakta. And he took up to be a great Vaishnava. And of course, he became a great devotee and many things happened in his life. But the most important thing is, he became a very dear friend of Narottam Das Thakur. And Narottam Das Thakur had a lot of problems because he was not a Brahmana. He was coming from the Kayastha, I think, Sudra. But despite being a Shudra, his father was a king of that place. So he's coming from that kind of Shudra, right? So he became a guru and he started to initiate people, and all the born Brahmins were angry with him, these Marthas. They were saying, how come this Ramachandra is said, how come this Narottam Das is giving Diksha to people who are even Brahmins, born Brahmins? How dare he? So he went and complained, they went and complained to the king in Bengal. This is happening in Bengal. So Bengal king actually very favorable to Narottam Das, but he do not know what to do. So the king said, okay, let's go and question him. If he cannot answer our questions, we will make him not be a guru anymore. So all these Brahmins, they came towards the village. So Ramachandra thought, I must do something for my dear friend now, Narottam Das. So Ramachandra said, no point for you to debate with these guys, all useless. I and another devotee will go and debate them. So what they did, they went to the entrance of the village, they dressed up as shopkeepers. They're selling some coconuts and all these things. So the king came with all these Brahmins. Then the shopkeeper said, so why are you here? If I want to debate Narottam Das. So then he said, the shopkeeper said, first you debate the small shopkeeper. If you can defeat us, you go and talk to our guru. Then he said, oh, you got so much arrogance. The king says, oh, you guys are so arrogant. Brahmin, go and debate. Then the Brahmin started, they have debate, they lost. All about this caste Brahmin, one Brahmin, caste Brahmin. They lost. Then the king says, if you cannot defeat him, you want to talk to his guru, you better run away. Then Ramachandra revealed, I am Ramachandra. I am disciple of Srinivasa Acharya. Then they all accepted. So those days, people are gentlemen. If you defeat them in debate, they all took shelter on Narottam Das after that. If you do debate, they say, okay, I surrender to you. You initiate me now. Nowadays, if you defeat anyone in debate, they will not agree. They will not agree at all. Even they lose also, they won't agree. They will just bark louder. So people, you see how much different 500 years ago, how much have changed. So anyway, this is the story of Ramachandra. Ramachandra, the disciple of Srinivasa Acharya. So like that, we'll conclude the class here. We have to understand How do I see? How do I see any this question is? Huh? Oh, comment. Yeah. So yeah, no questions. So Ramachandra. So basically, I showed the lives of two devotees, Ramachandra, uh, Tirumalai Alvar. Three devotees actually. Mukunda. How going to wrong association, how dangerous it is. How it should be in the right association. Do not forget these points. Okay. So anybody has any questions, comments? So okay then. We will stop here then. Jai Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam Ki